Hello and welcome everybody. We're going to do some more stuff tonight, and well, Dyson Steel program doesn't let me go lately, and I've put up some plans, and we're going to pull them through. So upscaling is the name of the game today, and therefore we're going to work on that. I figured that all this little thing here will be the foundation of all the things to come, but it won't be getting us too far. It's going to be cool for as long as it lasts, but we're definitely going to reorganize and rebuild all this, but not today. Today we're going to use what we got here. So I want to pack up items that I'm going to need, and I want to rejoice about how cool this stuff is all looking on out now. So let's see. I want to have these interstellar logistics. The question that I got is, should I really use these as a standard type or not? Difficult question. I mean, it's only 10 particle traps of a difference. 20 particle traps of a difference and some titanium. But beyond that, I need a different ammo. We need different vessels for these. And these vessels are also harder to produce. So, well, it's all kind of a hard thing to decide over. And don't I have a we do have a steady income of that titanium alloy. So we're going to put some of that down here as well. And we're starting to upgrade these guys. I have the feeling as if I want to use the upgraded version of these guys more and more now. So, let's see. We need that like this here. Let's see, all that. Oh. Without a definition of what's going to go out, there's going to be not going out or anything. Okay. Still have a hard time to decide whether or not I'll regret to use the smaller thingies or not. Should I upgrade into the larger towers right from the get-go or not? It's kind of a very, very hard question for me. So, also, how do I connect these? Squiggly lines. Well, let's do that. Let's cook some good old-fashioned spaghetti here. It ain't ideal. Next time I'll do it differently, but it's going to work out. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. There's nothing worse than trying to make a beauty contest out of your factory and not getting anywhere because of that. So, because of these statements, we're going to go over here like that. It's a pretty crazy hustle that I'm putting up there, but whatever. At the end of the day, we will have a lot of logistics stations in our stockpiles, but is that really a bad thing? Not at all. So now we have these towers on the belt. Crazy. But I want to do that. Hey, Paper Boy, welcome. Long time no see. What a pleasure. Hope we're doing fine. So we're going to do this. I'm going to upgrade these guys and just like that. Noticing that I have not many grabbers anymore. So let's see. Yeah, production is running. I really wonder now. Small scale logistics versus large scale logistics. I think the answer lies, as usual, in for what reasons, for which job I want to use which tool. So, grabbers. Long weekend is near. Yeah, well, sadly I'm not feeling that well. I don't know if I'm going to go ill or if I'm going to stay healthy. Kiddo has brought a killer flu back home, and my wife and me were basically struggling since 1.5 weeks now. Barely alive, barely... yeah, it's not that bad, but I'm sure you know what I mean. Could be worse. Brain's still working, game's still running, so could be worse. Anyways, so I got these, I got those. So my basic plan today is going to be a very, very primitive one. I want to rack up resources and distribute them. Because I lately realized that right now, for a proper upscaling scheme, I really need to deplete those resources here on the planet more, well, structurized, and therefore I'm going to put a lot of mining machines up, put a lot of smelters up, and get a lot of things into motion for today. So thank you for the good wishes there, and Cataclysm Binge, always a good thing. It's a game that's really worth investing a lot of time and in a short interval, because you it's damn complex, so you forget things quite quickly again. At least it's like that for me. So, now, first things first, we're going to put up mining machines, and then we're going to deplete that thing. We're going to smelt it down, and then we're going to put it into a logistics center and rinse and repeat. We're going to upscale our mineral production now on in every possible way. I want to reach the point where I'm not going to calculate any ratios anymore in regards of do I have those materials. I only want to calculate how many machines do I need to get so and so much of which good, and I don't want to bother anymore about the question whether or not I have enough coal or whatever. I want to get past that point, because it just sucks. And for the future, I hope that I can establish a playstyle where if we enter a new system, we're going to systematically grab all the resources and put them on a distribution hub and make them usable. At least these are my plans. Let's see how well I can do. Let's just say this game got me quite bad. So that's a good thing, for at least as far as I'm concerned. So we're able to put up a lot of production here. Technically, we have a throughput of a maximum throughput of 12 items of coal per second. I don't want to get lost in details here today, so we're going to just set up a. Let's see, we can't fit up 7 of these. So, do I want to run dozen? Is that too much? Is that smart? Is it stupid? Well, if I look at these, they don't... this is 2.5, this is 5.5, this is 8 units of coal, so 8 smelters suffice. Well, that's one point where I cannot stop myself from building effective there. Hey, Calzer, welcome. Oh yeah, I know what you mean, man. Well, I've been really damn good immune system wise until my kid entered the kindergarten realm, and ever since then it's a flaming hot mess, you know? I didn't know that a human being can have so many colds and flus in a row like I am able to. But it's always on the surface, you know? It's never really a hard outbreak. The hard outbreaks are only 1 or 2 per year, just as usual. Just have that constant strain on your immune system because there's always something nagging. Well, is as it is. It's worth it. That's all I can say. So, there we go. And that's what we're going to do tonight. Quite a chill out evening. We're going to allocate resources like crazy. And then we're going to put them into a tower. And I think I'm going to help somebody. I'll be right back. I'm training my immune system the hard way. Yeah. You bet. Alright, so where in EU have your folks been? Oh, yeah. Calzer. Calzer has been asked, so... I'm so happy that I finally have made up a plan on how to set up the whole thing here in a bigger picture. This kept me quite busy in my head for a couple of days, because I really didn't know how to wire things up. And I also didn't want to spoiler myself with other people's solutions before I came up with a own idea. And I can only say I think it's going to work out great. Or at least I hope so. So let's pack up more belt. We're definitely going to need it. And the good thing is that what I plan to do here is going to keep me busy for the time being until we got all the tech done. Because there's a lot of tech that has to be done. I'm right now rushing the mech improvements before I do all the other things. Because I feel like I value the quality of life a lot. But altogether, there's a lot of tech to do. So... I really like how these things work in this game. Feels always a lot smoother than when I play Factorio. It's one thing I really always notice. So I'm pretty sure that here I can just put up a dozen of smelters and I won't have to waste a thought about that. So, we need power and we need a bit of foundation because I don't want to work towards the equatorial line. That's always a pain in the butt. So, how similar is it to Factorio? Similar enough that you have the feeling that everything you know from Factorio does help you here, but different enough that you have the feeling that it doesn't try to copycat Factorio in the least little bit. I'm quite amazed. In my personal opinion, the full release of Dyson Sphere program might be one of the biggest things that we see happening in the for this year, maybe, or no, for the next year, because it ain't happening this year. But you know what I want to say. This game is showing one of the best promises there, mostly because the devs keep on delivering damn good results all across the way. You know, the game is cheap. It's well optimized. It does run on quite crappy PCs pretty well too, and you know, quite a lot of goodness. And it looks good. And for me, as a space nerd, a space sci-fi nerd, it really tickles some itch. It's the only game I know of that allows you a full-scale construction of a Dyson Sphere. Fictional, of course, but you know. Still a cool thing, isn't it? So I would say if I try to outline the major difference between Factorio and this one, less trains. More drones, less trains, and that's absolutely a good thing. So we've researched energy storage capacity stuff. Because I gotta say, as much as deep as my love for Factorio goes, the train interaction system still alienates me. It's one of the least intuitive things that I've ever encountered in my life. And I play roguelikes, you know. I'm a grizzled veteran when it comes down to hostile gaming environments. Well, Linux users have always a bit of problems, you know. So, well, this is what happiness looks like. And this is what I want to do now with all these deficits. We're going to wire them up on planetary distribution centers and make them available for the rest of the factory. And this way, we're going to make production a lot more efficient. Because then I can just wire things up as I need them. This should make this should make all the builds a lot more tidy. At least that's what I hope. So we got one more coal deficit up there, pretty far away from here. Let's turn on the map. There's some more coal there, but that looks tapped. There's some more down there. So, well, considering everything, I think I'm going to plot down a distribution thing right down there. Well, for me, trains are, I don't know, the configuration of the train signals in Factorio really, I start to understand it. Okay, I start to wrap my head around it, but the more I learn about it, the less pleasant I feel it is. Like, it always feels to me like a thing that works out really well and all, but it's just no pleasure to get into it. It's no fun to learn it. That's a bit sad. Yay, photon combiners! So... That's in the equatorial region. You can't override these weirdnesses, but every time I did that, I realized that manually taking care of making your wriggles and squiggles look nice is just driving me crazy and nothing else. So, fusion deuteron fuel rods. Yeah. That's the good stuff, isn't it? So deuterium fuel rods are quite a heavy investment, you know, but you get a lot of bang for your buck. I'm going to put these on the queue. And then let's go on over these technologies in between. Mark II assemblers, also pretty cool. Hey, Night Rogue, pleasure to see you again. Hope you're having a good time. So, we wire up this bad boy here, and here we go. So wherever on this planet there will be a need for where energetic graphite might arise, this supply tower will supply. And I think this will make the whole logistics thing a lot easier. So there's now also a small-scale copper thing, so we're going to just put this on the tab here as well. And I want to try if the drones are good enough to balance things out on their own. I really pray that they do well enough to satisfy my my general Pareto principle rule of thumb. Like, I'm okay with 80% of the efficiency for 20% of the work. I want to keep my sanity, thank you. Although I gotta say, those fully calculated and well-designed factories look damn good. So now we get 3 here, 3 there, makes a total of 6 smelters for that. So we can't actually. Whatever. I could have used smart ones all the way, but whatever. Let's use marked ones, at least here, to satisfy my frugality a little bit, at least. So, copper. Tyrium. Cool stuff. And if I keep doing what I do here and now constantly, we will always have enough material everywhere where needed. So, hey Jenner, welcome. What is thumbs up used for? Not sure if I can follow your question. Generally, it's a, I don't know. I don't think you're questioning what the meaning of that thing is. It's avoiding to say stupid things now. Alright, so here, let's wire that up too. Copper ingot. Plan for massive productivity. Hey, Wild Hyena. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. So, I decided that every single damn resource deposit on this planet shall be connected to logistics stations, so I have them available for whatever uses. This will make everything so much easier to plan, because then I don't have to worry about availability of resources anymore. I just calculate the amount I need of whatever, and then I produce it, you know? This will make all the production lines a lot more easy to build. I mean, sure, it also does mean we have a bit of a grindy task in front of us, but, you know, I think I'm going to get used to the procedure, and I always notice that the more often I do something, the more effective I get at it. So, there's always something to learn out of that, that's all I can say. Only thing I'm honestly worried about is my power consumption in that regard. Isn't that always the thing? end result of procedure is very satisfying also. Yeah, you bet. So, but I see you agree with my course of action. So, where do we smelt that? We smelt that here. So these two miners, they don't have a huge output, don't they? 3.5, 3.5, that's 7. 7 smelters coming on in. But this way, like I said, the benefit of that is going to be so huge insofar that we don't have to worry about the question whether or not there is enough copper blade. Whether or not there's enough graphite. This does help a lot, reducing the brain load. This game already has a lot of brain load. Took me a while though to find that that way how I want to get it done. Oh, whoopsie! I forgot to put up a recipe. And what I also appreciated about Dyson Sphere program in comparison to Factorio is that DSP features a lot of cool quality of life things that I personally would like to see implemented in Factorio too. So for example here, the way belts are being made is just, you know, very chilled. You don't have to struggle with balancers and all that jank that Factorio forces on you. I mean, in some regard, the esoteric ways of belt weaving and Factorio are quite a cool thing. I don't want to down talk that, but I prefer this easy approach. You know. Will do, Waldheiner, will do. I'm so happy that I now feel like actually hyped up to pick the game with its entire scope. So, we got that. No problem, man, no problem. I know how, you know, creating videos is nothing without somebody watching them. I totally know what you're talking about there. And the first year I did this was basically the worst ever. So I decided to go back to graphite rods. Last time I was trying to bail out on that, but I decided to get back into it. So there's another coal deposit that I want to pick up. Let's see, I don't have enough smelters anymore. Just like I thought. So we are on a pretty high drain here as well, but that's okay. Well, Factorio 2 will be something that'll take a while for sure. Because, oh, whoopsie, wrong place. There will be a DLC first, and I don't think that, there will be a Factorio 2 shortly after that, you know. Have a hard time imagining that. Yeah, I'm happy that I'm to blame that you like RimWorld now. RimWorld's a great game. It has this strange thing going on that I always gravitate back to it. Like, it's just like a crazy thing. I recently started a new run, as you might know, and getting back to it, having fun, getting back to it, having fun, getting back to it, and having fun. This is something that only RimWorld does to me, and that's quite fascinating. It's also quite cool, Arby's these items here on the belt. These little boxes are the same thing as these. This doesn't... I guess this should not amuse me as much as it does, but maybe you understand why it does. This tinification of things in games is just always a super funny thing. Okay, but let's get back to coal mining. Back to serious business. Ignore the obvious leaks in realism. So... I wonder whether or not I should brute force set up a production line for the next science cubes or not. So, hard to tell. Really hard to tell for me. Because we still lack a lot of things to make the next set of cubes happen, but at the same time we actually don't. So, well... It's kind of a weird situation. No. Not. What I do know, though, is I will need to set up a larger scale operation on the neighboring planet to make the dream come true. I need to set up shop at Silicon Valley. Because we won't be mass-producing processors on this planet. Nah. Plan massive, yeah. Oh. Your, future plans. Okay, well, kinda future plans. For now, the series is labeled, My First Dyson Sphere for a reason. And for all of those who are watching this as a video on demand later, there's also a link to the playlist in the description box, in case you're looking for that. Here we go. Power connectors and planning massive. Well, what can I say? I came up with a infinitely upscalable plan. I think that's massive enough, isn't it? Because technically, what I'm doing right now, we can connect any amount of machines extra into that. There's no limit to that. Oh, okay, out of belt. So I find that pretty good. Of course, there are always limits of sorts. Yes, here it will be the capacity of the transportation drones, but. You know. Oh, yikes. I think I totally missed the spot. Dude, where's my mall at? Yeah. So, I really want to visit a black hole at some point, for real. I love the visual aesthetics of this game. I find it quite stunning what this game has in store with such a low demand on the hardware. Good. So we got tons of belts now, you know. I'm armed and ready. Good. Let's keep going. So, where were we? There's that coal deposit that I was exploiting. Well, no? Where the hell was I building a moment ago? Whatever. We'll find it later. Interesting. So I was on a completely different angle on that planet. It doesn't matter too much. So that should be enough graphite for the moment. But I want to plan thoroughly. But the cool thing is I find finally enough, some new inspiration for the tutorial series for Dyson Sphere Program. Because, you know, When a game is complex enough, I always do tutorial series for it. Lately, I was wondering whether I got lazy or not, but then I realized that there's just not too many games that recently came out to make longer tutorial series about. Or I was just not able to pick the games up. Star Sector, wink wink. Still have a date in Complexity Land. The learning curve would like to have a word with you. So... yeah, Nilaus is just everywhere when it comes down to factory games. This guy is great and doing a great job. I always try to offer a bit of a more casual approach, though. Because whenever I check this guy's videos out, they are, you know... I find them a little bit, well, over-refined for beginners like me. Almost feels a bit spoilery, like, in sort of, but, I mean... that guy just got a gigabrain, so that's just a problem. Alright, so we got this and that, and yeah. So definitely we'll go for the full amount of 12 smelters here. X-ray cracking! Yeah. That's the beauty of sandbox games, you cannot do the same thing twice. It's a cool thing. Everybody has a different approach in certain problems. Whereas, for example, here with the smelting, I bet that almost everybody does it very similar like I do it here. I mean, why would you bother making it more complicated than necessary? But when it comes down to the large-scale solutions of the game, that's where things get interesting, you know. And I usually only look up other people's stuff after I'm done with the content or I need some help. Because I am sadly easy to influence. It's something that annoys me a bit about my personality. But if I watch somebody else build in a way, it gets stuck in my ways. I don't like it to copy just because I saw somebody doing it. I like to come up with my own ideas. That's a little bit weird or relatable. I always find myself a little bit weird with that, but that's just a side note. Okay, so let's wire these up. But I think factory games are the pinnacle of gaming for people that feel a bit weird about themselves. Maybe I'm talking BS there, but I don't know. Always feel like factory games attract a certain clientele of brainy people that like to overthink things and such. Maybe I'm wrong with that. I do like the Power Tower trio by now. To just stock up quickly on resource. So we totally oversupply this grid by now with coal, but that's just fine. Problem solvers, yeah, that's true. The grid is oversupplied with coal, sir. Okay. Wait a sec, what the hell? So, turns out I was right at the first place and I was wrong here. So I'm sorry, dear tower, I didn't mean to interfere, but where the hell is now the distributor for that stuff? I get confused, but that's okay. I like problem solvers as well, yeah. So, wherever I am, it's not where I did the whole distribution thing, but as a matter of fact, it wasn't necessary to cancel that out. This guy here can have that on supply. No biggie. It's not okay. That was not okay. We could have left that there. Whatever. Sometimes you need to do these things. So that's the beauty. As long as there are slots, I can just patch that stuff in. It doesn't really matter too much. So there's a tiny bit of copper there. Let's keep going. Think later. Build now. Because this is just, you know, mass production now. There's absolutely no reason, as far as I see it, that I don't want to use every single available slot on these towers, because there's no downside as far as I see it. It's more of a downside not using them, as a matter of fact, so... What am I waiting for, basically? And wherever there's resource patches right next to a distribution tower, go crazy, hey? At least that's what I'm going to try here. So, here we go. A little bit low. A little bit of a low amount of space there, but I think the shore here might be just enough. So, it's definitely an entirely new approach of playing the game for me. I never worked like that, and this gives me hope for the future. So 3.5, 2.5 makes 6, makes 8. So 8 smelters coming up now. Reforming, refine. So, let's see when we're going to need these things. For now, we don't. So, I want to get this stuff ultimately over here. Okay. Let's see if I can manage. Considering your advice of planting massive Pinna, I've been at the point where I got to see the resource requirements for building the Dyson Sphere parts, like the actual Dyson Sphere parts, and that's when it dawned on me that I was hopelessly underscaled when I did my first attempt with the game. Hopelessly underscaled when I saw what kind of heavy amounts of resource it takes to just set up those frame node points, or however they were called. You know, certainly know what I mean. Stuff to make the Dyson Sphere shell parts. That was when I knew I'm screwed. Technically, I got all the resources together to make the green cubes at that point, but I had literally no infrastructure to back it up. And that's when I gave up, because I realized that I just had to rescale that. But it's always a happy restarting business. Okay, so we got these things in the grid. Let's see where we're going to head up next. I still want to know where the hell the other stuff went. So, now I see what happened there. I just didn't go to this place here. Okay, so, confusion has been lifted. So we can now either deplete that oil, but I'm not down for that right now. So, how about expanding our business on another planet soon. Sounds pretty cool to me. But first I think I really want to try and tap all the deposits on this planet, if possible. That sounds a little bit megalomaniac, but as a matter of fact, there aren't that extremely many deposits on one planet, as a matter of fact. So let's see. With iron, it's always a bit of a difficult question what to do out of it. Iron has always, iron has 3 different uses: steel, magnets, and pure ingots, and that's just quite annoying, isn't it? So let's see. Let's check out the magnet recipe one more time. So magnets are a vital component of magnetic coils. So magnetic coils are out there a lot. Let's just say they are needed for a lot of different things. For example, electric motors. And when we talk about electric motors, we start talking about electromagnetic turbines, and magnets are everywhere. We cannot have too many magnets. So ratio-wise, I hate magnets, though. So 1.5 seconds per iron ore. That means, however you scale it, it's a pain. So I never know how many smelters I need for the magnets, because it's so damn hard to calculate. So I need to put this up on my calculator again. For some reason, my brain has a leak when it comes down to these things. So it's 1 divided by 1.5. So and the result is a third, exactly. A third. Hit that pot. So 0.66 iron ore per smelter. That means 10 smelters consume 6.6 iron ore per second. So let's say we need roughly 9. Yeah, let's just say 9. 6 iron ore, 9 smelters. 12 iron ore, 18 smelters. End of the line. I hate magnets. Problem is they hate me back. Or at least it feels like they do. Okay. Enough of the muttering. I have found my solution. I know that there is a high chance that I forgot what I methed together a moment ago. The next time I have to large-scale magnets again. And then I have to meth it all out again. I don't know why, but this... I do know that I have calculated out these things several times by now. Several times have I figured out that it requires 9 smelters for 6 pieces of iron ore when it comes down to magnets. And when I'm at the point the next time, poof, gone. Doesn't happen to me with the other ratios that often, that's for sure. Oh, we have a power shortage, power outage. So it looks like this was a vital power tower. Sorry, guys. Okay. So let's make ourselves some magnets. 2.5, well, 3.56. It's 9.5 units of iron ore. So let's just slap down a dozen of, no, not a dozen. 9 smelters for magnets. And that's that. The thing here is, I don't need to deplete that deposit on maximum speed. I can, but I don't need to, you know? I'm allowed to, but I'm not required to. This is something I'm glad that I learned to just accept that sometimes you don't need to stress yourself out too hard to get to the maximum efficiency. Unless you want to build terawatt-strong stuff and the like, then I'm going to go crazy about the details as well. But then it will be fun. Okay. So, magnets. Crash hot magnets. Let's put them up to the logistics center as well. There we go. So here's a stone deposit. There's actually quite a lot of them there. So 3 entire stone deposits. Let's work with that. So this guy here has only 1 slot left, so we're going to build up a new one because I want to make 2 different products available here. Glass and stone brick. And then it's going to be an easy thing next time to set up the stuff in a way how I want it to. Wow, we can let 5 mining machines run on this huge patch here. That's cool. That is pretty cool. There we go. We still need to compactify that a little bit more here, but that's totally no problem. Oh, what's that? It's going to be quite a lot of stone. Okay. So let's crank up the glass production. So, a full belt of stone can facilitate how many smelters? I need 1 unit of stone per second per smelter, so we can't put up 12 smelters easy enough. I do like it when things are that easy. So there's lots of stone deposits there as well. So actually, I want to go more like there. So glass will be something we're going to require later a lot as well. Almost everything will be required in very large amounts, so... Who am I kidding? Probably I will figure out a thing or two that we don't need to mass produce that hard. There's always some surprising things when you gather up some experience in between, but usually it doesn't hurt to have a lot of everything. So, well, that's that. Now I'm just asking myself what to make the third stone patch, what to make out of the third stone patch, whether glass or stone brick. It's now a hot decision for me. So, anybody want to spoiler me what's going to be required later more, glass or stone brick? I wouldn't mind. I would assume glass, though, because high-tech stuff. I would assume that high-tech stuff requires more glass than we're going to require stone brick. But, yeah, glass for titanium glass. I didn't know where the big glass sink was, but I knew there was one. And I have no memory of a big stone brick sink of sorts. No. But I do remember that there was something that gave me a mad giggle when I thought that I had enough glass. Somebody took that as a very, very good joke when I said that I had enough glass. It was literally in the comment section. So, same thing here. So let's make 2 stone mines produce glass and 1 stone mine produce stone bricks. I mean, at the end of the day, we require the stone bricks as well. At least in a certain amount, you know. But I think except for mall projects. So let's see. Yeah, stone bricks are actually a mall only good. Could it be? Am I mistaken with that? Well, I know that I'm out of smelters again. Yikes. Gosh, I'm burning through my building materials so darn quickly. So, here. And there's more stone here. Dude, where's my mall? Okay, 50% better. Okay. The place I've been working at is pretty far away from my mall, that's all. So, tech projects are done. So, high strength glass. Here, titanium glass, exactly. Let's tech that. Casimir glass. Miniature particle collider. Deuterium fuel. Deuterium production. Deuterium production is also a real pain. But maybe we can grab ourselves some of the local gas giant, who knows. So, where the hell was I? So I think I just took a unnecessary trip around the planet, yeah. Yeah, that must have been pretty much it. Cool. I to remember that. Let's cut that off here. Do. Let's steal that blueprint from around the corner. So collide with another object. What the hell? So 7, 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, it's lying to me again. Good thing that I did a manual count. It's 10. That's a dozen. Glad you guys are hanging out with me here tonight. This game got me really badly. Can't stop playing Dyson Sphere program. Send help. So let's see. I think I'm going to transform all of this into glass, and I'm going to make stone bricks somewhere else. Simple reason for that. This way, I don't need to put up another logistics tower for that alone. Because if I would now start making stone bricks at this site here, I would need another transport tower. If I just keep creating glass here, I can just roll with what I got here, and I like that. This way I can just set up another mining outpost there, and we're good-o. Connect that. Otherwise I would be here with another planetary station that has only one product wired up, and that just doesn't... just doesn't seem right to me. So here we got to take care about the other thingies here around me. There we go. Did you know that I just had 1,800 units of belt in my pocket? I know. And now there's only 700 left. It's really spooky how quickly these belts disappear. And with my next trick, I'll make all belts disappear. Well, I'm actually not going to make them disappear. We're putting them on the ground. But it still feels like quite crazy at the end of the day. How fast I deplete my building materials right now. I mean, in a certain way, that must be... That's certainly something we can take as a good thing. So I wonder how many of these guys I connect until it gets oversaturated and the actual throughput doesn't increase anymore. Like, there is a limit of how much glass this tower can transport at once, you know. That's what I'm trying to say. But even if I am over providing, there's one thing worth mentioning. These mineral patches, they deplete ultimately. So even if it's not one of these columns isn't needed now, it will be needed one day when the other stone patch is running out of business. So it's always a cool thing about these things. There's no mineral patch that you tap into that you might think about, oh, I wouldn't have needed that. No. No. You won't notice the difference. I think it's almost impossible to notice which one, when you have really enough of something in this game. It's much easier, at least, to just try to over-provide and not give a damn about the rest. So, here we go. 3 input lines for glass. Lovely. So this will get us somewhere later. And also, I got the good feeling that all these stone deposits are finally being put to a good use. Okay, so let's see. This one is tapped. Yeah, we did make some good progress. What I don't have right now too much on this planet are utilized iron deposits. But as it stands now, there ain't much iron left on this planet either. So we might want to work on that. So I think it's going to be the exciting point where we're headed off planet. Let's do this. Okay. So I bet that I have missed a few iron deposits or so, but altogether I noticed that I have accessed most of these deposits on the planet here so far. I mean, there's been only 1.9 million iron left here on the planet when I checked now a moment ago. So there's not that terribly much to work with, you know. So, let's pick up smelters. Let's pick up mining machines. Do I need... well, not really. We're going to need... sorters. We're going to need these guys. We're going to need conveyor belts, both types, and 200 grabbers of each type. No, that's not going to be enough. So I got a decent amount of wind power on that planet over there already, but how about considering some solar belt as well? Let's definitely put that into consideration. Okay. Oh yeah, splitters. I was starting to run low on these as well. Power distributors. Oh hell yeah. It's pretty low. Okay. But I think we're now almost there. So what I do need, though, are logistics stations. I'm low on these as well. So let's change that. So packing up a couple of planetary ones, but also packing up a nice stockpile of the interplanetary ones. So this thing... this machine doesn't get any titanium alloy. Now that's BS. So... why doesn't that work? Is it too far away? Yeah, it's too far away. Yeah, well, I can fix that. Oh, I don't like it when things like these happen, but, you know, sometimes you have to bite the bullet. Okay. So... I do need the thruster input, though. Yeah. Not now. Can't you see I'm busy? There we go. Now it should work out as intended. Alright. So, interplanetary drone logistics vessels. I have 10 of these. This should be enough for the moment. Good night, Paperboy. Thanks for hanging out. I am myself not going to stay that terribly much longer either. Just want to slap down a couple of dits and dats before I head off to bed myself. So we're going to grab now some fuel, because, you know, fuel is quite necessary when you want to travel between planets. And no graphite, no fun. Cool. I think we're now getting there. I want to pack up a couple of extra fuel rods. So there's one other iron deposit that I didn't pack up yet. Just so I know. And there's an entire coal deposit that I didn't... Yeah, whatever. I don't need to be that terribly thorough right now. What does matter is that I now know that I can just access energetic graphite when I need it for other factories. There's none here to pick up, that sucks. Noticing quite a lot of stone deposits here. Are you kidding? Are these two really the only two? Well, okay. This will suffice. Let's head on over to our neighboring planet. Silicon World. We're going to go for extreme slow burn here. Because I got almost no power on the core. We have to fly past the gas giant. So, gonna take it slow. Not that slow though. Ah, gorgeous, isn't it? Always loved the looks of that. So let's speed up a tad bit. There's titanium ingots flying through the space. And as soon as I land on the planet there, I'm going to conserve the graphite fuel rods that I got as a means of interplanetary travel. It's a little bit annoying to fill up your need entirely by power towers, but there's worse. There's worse. Love to see my logistics vessels wheezing around here as well. Doing work while I'm traveling back and forth. They actually seem to be faster than me. Okay. So ideally, my plan is to set up an entire facility that makes processors that we can export to other worlds. Because on this planet, there's everything we need available to do so. So, let's see. First off, here's the planetary thing. So, yeah. I hope that's the equatorial line that I just saw there. I really have no clue about the orbital periods and the like. You know. But I think this yeah, this should be the point. That very bold line must be the equator. So let's go for a bit of a sun bath and power up our batteries while we're waiting here. So the these solar panels are not producing enough power to sufficiently wire me up with power. Okay. Didn't get back into my pocket, guys. So the goal for now is just to set up as much solar power as possible here. Alright, now there's more on the grid. It's actually more than I need. There we go. That's more like it. So. Don't think that I have enough solar panels on me to do an entire belt, but you know. So this time I'll get as far as I'll get. Next time I'll bring another layer of panels, and this way we'll get ourselves through this in no time. Has a strange satisfying feeling to put a solar belt around a planet. Keep saying that, but that's only because it doesn't grow old on me. And this planet is also a lot more grateful in terms of production space, because there's no ocean in my way. I mean, this is also kind of bad, because that also means you cannot put up any industry that requires water. So, let's see. Does this get faster if I put up more towers than 3? It certainly feels like it does. So, can't wait to combine that with my wind farm. By the way, I'm at the same height as my wind farm, so let's connect them. Go. So, Planetary Grid has 100 megawatt of production right now. Not bad, not bad. Good start. It's also very satisfying to see how fast my drones are working now. Oh, I'm out of panels already. Okay. So, yeah. Well, upgraded the power production. That's what matters. And let's see. We got this entire thing here as the node for exports. So far, so good. Let's check out the vicinity of that. There is another plenitude of silicon veins in that direction, but not too many. Down here, we have copper and silicon to work with, but most of the stuff is over here. Here's a real dense spot, too. Okay. Huh, sucks. So, well, when it comes down to silicon ore, we can make only high purity silicon out of it. High purity silicon, though, is a very versatile material, can be made into all manner of different things. So I think it's going to be here the same thing as it is on the other planet. We're going to set up several little outposts, and then we're going to work with these. So that's, at the end of the day, the smartest thing that I can think of. So let's see. Casimir crystals. Cool. So for the processor production, we need microcrystalline components and circuit boards. Circuit boards, though, require iron. This is interesting in so far because we don't have too much iron on this planet. There's only 1.5 million units of iron on this planet, and they are, if you ask me, yep, that's the entire amount of it. So let's head on over there and get started with that, because this is for sure the most interesting pair of deposits here on the planet. There we go. That's where I think I should be starting my work at. So, with this very, very low amount of iron available on the planet, I will check out if I need magnets anywhere along the production line. And I am considering to import magnets altogether. But I'm not sure about it yet. Maybe I'm going to work with the magnets there. So this world here is really made for processor production. But what beyond that? I mean, silicon is also pretty good when we want to produce solar panels. So this world screams is begging me to utilize it for that, I think. Microcrystalline components are, I think I'm missing something here. I think microcrystalline components are needed for other stuff. And yeah, of course, crystal silicon. Yeah. So this planet here will never be a autonomous thing. But what I do realize out of all these things is at no point I saw a real need for magnets. So we're going to transform that stuff here entirely into iron ingots. And if this planet ever needs magnets, then I'm going to import them from the general logistics. But with only 2 iron deposits available on the planet, we're going to transform it all into iron ingots. Just seems to me like the most sane choice here. This way I get lots of material to work with for my processor projects, and at the same time I don't suffer any drawbacks that I can foresee at this point. I do like that. So where is the other iron deposit? Into this direction? Okay. Just want to string them up in a way that they can work together. Okay. Time for a dozen smelters of iron ingots, because it's always the same ratio, as I know by now. So, I should really consider producing the solar panels here on this world, because the solar panels don't require a too heavy input of iron. I mean, there is a certain amount of iron necessary here, or via the circuit boards. But here's the same statement again. If I need more iron on this planet, I can also just import it, you know? Okay. So, charging on my mech. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. And 12. And we gotta do that on the other side as well. Let's head on over into the strategical view. So there is copper around the corner here as well, so we can work with these. There's small amounts of stone there on this planet here as well. Really, really small amounts. Now I just need to figure out where I want to produce the processors at. That's going to be the exciting question. Because that's going to be a lot of the, well, it's going to influence a lot of the decisions I do here in regards of positioning out things. But I think I'm going to sleep over these decisions and see where this will get us. Do love the fact that everything works out so smoothly now. Because we don't really have too many problems here altogether anymore, except for bumping up the resource count. I really do want to increase on my... do want to produce the purple tech cubes next as quick as possible, because I feel like I don't want to fall back on that topic. It's also a big reason why I went on over to this planet, because, you know, no processors, no purple cubes. That's for sure. And the other part of the equation are going to be the carbon nanotubes that we're going to require. Different topic. The processors are the easier topic, but I do know that the processors are later everywhere, or, well, not that much later. They are already everywhere. Processors are something that's totally worth it to mass produce it, that's all I'm trying to say. And that's the plan here. Okay, so let's put up a planetary logistics station for these. just so we got these already down. And make it work for iron ingots. And that's going to be our first distribution hub on this planet. And it's going to be awesome. So this thing is a supplier. Excellent. And that's where I'm going to end for today. I thank you so much for watching. We're going to head on over for more of that in the next session. So leave me a comment, leave me a thumbs up, leave me a subscription. I'd be delighted if you did any of these. Also, if you missed the stream, you can just do the bell thing on the subscription and you get notified the next time. And there's also Twitter and Discord. Just check out these things. I announce all my streams there. Last but not least, there's Patreon, there's PayPal, and I can use all the help that I can get there because I am a free content creator. I'll never charge anything for the stuff that I do. So check it out. I'd love if you do. So have a good one, and see you guys next time. Bye-bye.